All right, this video is going to be a bit of more serious nature because I think it's such a important part of the whole conversation. It is extremely painful to love someone who is an alcoholic or has another kind of addiction. It's a kind of pain that I wouldn't wish on anyone in the world, even the most evil of people. It is hard to put into words, and I've tried to explain this kind of pain to people who don't have addiction in their families with a few analogies. One is the idea of this glass room. And my mother is an alcoholic. I love her very much. I have tried my entire life to convince her to get help so that she could be free from it, and never succeeded in that. Why? Because you can't control or make an alcoholic or addict get help for themselves. And so I've spent my life outside of this glass room that my mother lives in, and she's in control of the room. It dictates to her what to do, what actions to take, and that is the control of the addiction on her. So there I stand outside of the glass room, watching her hurt herself. It's like watching her stab herself and hurt herself and be bleeding, and having to witness that kind of pain is so traumatic and painful and incredibly frustrating, right? Because no matter how much you sob and scream through the glass wall and plead with her and know that she has the ability to get outside of the room, that she can turn the doorknob and get out. That's the only way out, through help and treatment, but she doesn't because she doesn't want to. And she is so far gone into control by the room, her addiction, that she can no longer think like a healthy human being, I believe. And so it's horrible. It's horrible to have to watch this and have no ability to control it, and to know that the longer that you stand watching that, the unhealthier it is for you. And of course, adult children of alcoholics like myself, and spouses, and significant others, and siblings, and all of these people who love addicts have to suffer through this. It is horrible. And in our society, I think when there are tough times in families, it brings out really good in humanity, that people are so quick when they learn about cancer or a car accident or some other very tragic development in a family. They're very quick to do very kind things to support the loved ones of those people affected by these horrible tragedies. You know, they donate money, they volunteer their time, they sign up to bring trays of lasagna and chocolate chip cookie trays, and we do all of these things to help one another, and sometimes they're even total strangers that we do this for. And that doesn't really exist when families face addiction, and it's because, often the families try to keep it a secret. They're so ashamed. There's a lot of stigma tied to it. They feel it's their fault. They don't want other people to know, and so they suffer kind of alone. Or people think they don't want to get involved because, unlike cancer and other horrible tragedies, it's just like their business. They don't want to get involved. However, this is something that is affecting so many people. It's far more common than any other tragedy. It's affecting every socioeconomic background, every race, every gender. This is widespread, and continues to increase. Now, the good news is that people are sharing more and more of their personal stories, which is fantastic. There's no greater support network or motivation or healing process to get kickstarted than hearing from other people who've walked in your shoes, who experienced something similar and learned how to cope. And there's tremendous power in that. And I think it's wonderful how many people are stepping up and doing their part to share how they got through these difficult times. But a lot more has to be done. And I hope that people who experience addiction in their families think about that and start to share more of their stories, because really that is the only way that these cycles of addiction will stop in families. When those who are around the addict get healthier themselves, that is the only way that these cycles of addiction will stop. And so that I hope that you share your story And if you're in the process of going through the hell that comes with addiction, that you talk about it and that you seek out help and you take good care of yourself.